this week we're going to talk about iMessages. And iMessages are a really good way for adults and children to express their feelings to each other in a non-defensive way. iMessages teach each other how to learn empathy and kind of just are a way that other children can hear how somebody's feeling and learn what they can change. So it's not just somebody yelling, "Stop, I don't like it." iMessages really get across a message that somebody feels and why. So there's 3 parts to an iMessage that they should include. The first part is the feeling. The second part is the time, or the action, if you will, that's taking place. And then because blank. So a couple of examples could be, I feel frustrated when someone throws blocks because it could hurt somebody. Or I am feeling scared when toys get thrown because I don't want someone to get hurt. So you're expressing how you're feeling, but in a non-defensive way. When you do iMessages, one of the important things to try to do is to not necessarily put the child's name in there. So for example, if I was to say, I am feeling scared when Johnny does this, it becomes a little bit more defensive. I think there's a time and a place for the name to be in there, but a lot of times we want to try to keep it kind of generic to point out more of the behavior that's going on versus the child themselves. That way the child who is being spoken to and other children are kind of receiving the message of the behavior that needs to change. So it's not as much about them as it is about the behavior that we want to see change. So iMessages are really great for adults too. I use iMessages all the time. I try to even use iMessages when I'm asking children to do things. You know, for example, I need you to clean up right now. Because to the children, they don't really want to clean up when it's cleanup time, but I'm the one that's telling them they need to clean up. So I like to use iMessages quite frequently throughout the day. I'm trying to think of what else. So what I want you to do this week, is to be paying attention to when you're using iMessages and when you're using these effective tools to communicate with the children. So remember, this is a skill that we're working on this week. So I really want you to try to come up with an observation where this week where you effectively used an iMessage, or maybe when you could have used an iMessage, or maybe you used an iMessage but it wasn't effective and you're writing about why. But really that needs to be something that's done this week, not something that happened a month ago. I think it's important to reflect on instances that we had before, but really the point behind these social skills is that we're practicing them and reflecting on them currently. So this week I want you to try out some iMessages and do a 1 through 5 skill set, and you're going to submit it right below this message. Good luck.